Many of you are dumber than you were 2 years ago. You have a harder time speaking fluently. You have a harder time remembering things. You're not as socially savvy as you were just a couple of years ago. Your brain, you struggle to feel a spark that you once felt. And now, this would go against your common wisdom, right? Because what have you been doing the last couple of years? You've been learning. You've been growing. You've been watching Crowder debating libs on college campuses, and you've been listening to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and so you learn a lot from Joe Rogan. You've been learning, but you're dumber. You're less sharp. You're less eloquent. You cannot speak fluidly, and people are noticing. You don't have a light in your eyes anymore. And I'm going to tell you 100% what this is caused by, and I'm going to tell you 100% how to fix it. Your brain is atrophying. Your brain is experiencing atrophy. Your brain is the opposite of anabolic. It is catabolizing. And the reason why is because you're not using it. And so you might think to yourself, well, I'm not using my brain, so what is Aaron going to recommend? That I do Sudoku? Yes, do Sudoku. But there is nothing that is going to stimulate your brain more than getting out of the house and talking to more people. When you are in a mode of consumption all day long, you are driving and you are listening. You are driving and you are listening, whether it's music, podcast, audiobook. You think you're getting better by audiobooks. I promise you there's some audiobook you listened to 2 years ago that you can't tell me anything about it. You can't tell me anything. You think you're growing through audiobooks. You're not. You actually only grow in the Coliseum. No info, no wisdom, nothing really helps you to grow. My goal here is to motivate you to enter the Coliseum. So the only way that you grow is by socializing. Because let's say that you're in consumption mode all day. You're driving and you're listening and you're consuming. And then you're walking to the grocery store, you've got your headphones on still, and you're consuming. And you're just consuming. Your brain now has received the signal that, hey, we actually don't need to be working nearly as hard anymore. So let's just take a little bit of a break. Let's just relax a little bit. And your body does the same thing. A body in motion tends to stay in motion, and a body at rest tends to stay at rest. What a fucking weird miracle of the world that if you actually go run 2 miles a day for the next 14 days, you're going to have more energy than you've ever had before, versus when you're just laying around the house all fucking day and you just can't seem to have any energy. I don't know what it is. Body at rest stays at rest. Body in motion stays in motion. The same thing goes for your brain. Now, what is the easiest way to challenge your brain? Go out and do cold approach pickup. Get conversations going. The thing about pickup is every individual interaction is its own universe that is now opening up. You're operating in this brand new timeline of reality where you, as the alchemist, you just performed magic. You just took what was gonna be a day, a moment, a 5-minute period where you are going to be walking with headphones on and listening to some stupid audiobook about fucking Huberman or something, magnesium glycinate. But if you cold plunge for more than 4 minutes, you'll actually fucking die faster. So it's got to be 3.5 minutes only. You think you're growing, you're not. And you took that 5 minutes and you actually approached a stranger who otherwise was just going to be a stranger forever, and you guys would have just had a passing moment. But instead you decided to approach her, talk to her, have a great conversation with her. You've got to keep up with what she's saying. And so when you have to keep up with what she's saying, the brain goes, oh shit, all right, let's take in this information. Okay, let's think of something in milliseconds and respond to it with this other thing. Back and forth. This is also why the pandemic and moving everybody back to, not back, but moving everybody to working at home was so fucking detrimental. You might be one of them. There are so many human beings on this planet where work is their only social interaction. They come home from work, they lay around all day. They actually look forward to work on Monday because it's like they're just so bored because they're not doing anything else with their lives, unfortunately. It's very sad. I don't shit on you if that's you. I want you to go out and do something about it. So you got to be going out. You got to be talking to chicks, all right? That's the way you're going to spark your brain back up. You're going to feel little rushes of adrenaline. You're going to have to overcome your fears. You're going to become a brave man who is a man who says, you know what, even when I experience a little bit of hesitation or a little bit of fear, I'm a guy who fucking overcomes it. You got to become that dude. Become the dude that overcomes your own little fucking bullshit. Because if you're not, then you are just going to be on a slow decay into the ground. So genuinely, and I'm not kidding. Let me say this real quick. If you're still with me in this video, I'm going to keep this under 7 minutes. If you're still with me, I'm not just trying to sell you on cold approach or something. Legitimately, never give me $1. I don't care. There's plenty of people that do and will. If you don't want to be one of them, that's fine. I believe in this so fucking strongly that I have to tell you the truth of it, which is that if right now you're fucking stuck, you're tired all the time, your life sucks, you got no friends, you got no women, you got nothing, start leaving your home. What else is leaving the home do? It gets you off of fucking doom scrolling. It gets you off of consumption mode. It wakes the brain up. You have to face your fear. You're becoming brave. Ideally, at the end of it, you're getting dates and making out with chicks. That's literally just like the byproduct of becoming this fucking guy who now becomes socially savvy. You develop momentum. You develop flow. And now you're unstoppable.